You ever order something online and just marvel at how it gets to your front door in like a day or two? Well, the magic behind that isn't just fast planes and trucks, it's technology. And today, we're going to dive into the incredible tech revolution that has completely flipped the world of logistics on its head. So, to really get a handle on where we are today, we've got to take a quick trip back in time, to see just how far we've come. And trust me, the journey of logistics tech, it is pretty wild. I mean, can you believe it? About 150 years ago, the absolute cutting-edge tech was a typewriter for punching out a bill of lading and a telegraph to zap the info ahead. Then boom, you see this crazy acceleration. Huge mainframe computers pop up in the 50s, the internet connects everybody in the 90s, and now we live in a world of instant GPS and super secure blockchain. It is a massive, massive leap in what is really a pretty short amount of time. And the scale of this industry, it's just immense. We're talking about a market in North America alone that's blown past $12 trillion. That number is so huge it's hard to even wrap your head around, but it really shows you how absolutely vital this whole system is to our economy. If we ever needed a giant flashing sign to show us how much we rely on logistics, the pandemic was it. It wasn't just a test, it was a full-on global stress test of the entire supply chain. All of a sudden, real-time GPS tracking wasn't just a nice-to-have for efficiency. It was absolutely critical for getting around lockdowns. And things like predictive analytics became essential to guess what we needed before the store shelves went totally empty. That incredible pressure really exposed a need for more than just speed. It showed we needed absolute trust and transparency in our data. And that leads us right into one of the most talked about, game-changing technologies out there today, blockchain. You've heard the buzzword, for sure, but let's actually break down what it means for getting a product from point A to point B. Yeah, I know, it sounds super futuristic, maybe a little complicated, but honestly, when you strip it all back, blockchain is just a new, incredibly secure way to record information. And in the world of logistics, having secure, trustworthy information is, well, it's everything. So the magic trick here is what's called a distributed ledger. Think of it like this. Instead of one person holding a notebook, everyone involved in a shipment gets an identical digital copy. Every time something new is added, the whole group has to verify it. And once it's written down, it can't be changed. It's locked in. This creates one single shared source of truth that's almost impossible to cheat. And this is exactly why it's so secure. A request gets sent out to the whole network to get validated. Once everyone agrees it's legit, it becomes a new block that gets chained to the others permanently. That's it. The transaction is done, and it's logged securely forever. No going back. So what's the big takeaway for logistics? Well, you get this incredible transparency. You can literally trace a product's every move, you can automate tons of paperwork, and you can spot a problem in the supply chain the second it happens. And because no one can go back and secretly change the data, it just builds a level of trust and security that we've never ever had before. Okay, so locking down the data is one thing, and it's a huge deal, but that's only half the story. The other half is using tech to get a real-time bird's-eye view of where the actual physical products are at any given second. This is all about total visibility. And this is where things like GPS and telematics shine. I mean, we all use GPS in our cars, right? Well, for a fleet manager, it's like that on steroids. They can see exactly where every single truck is on a map. And telematics takes it even further, letting them do things like reroute a driver around a huge traffic jam on the fly, or get an alert if a refrigerated truck's temperature is off. It's all happening in real time. And this is just a perfect example of that shift. The old way? Drivers kept these paper logbooks, writing down their hours by hand. The whole system was based on trust, and let's be honest, it was pretty easy to fudge the numbers. But today, electronic logging devices, or ELDs, are federally required. They automatically track the hours, which makes it nearly impossible to manipulate and enforces all the safety rules. It's a huge move from a system of trust to one of data-driven proof. Now, this tech revolution isn't just happening out on the road. It's also completely changing the game inside the four walls of the warehouse. We're talking about turning them into these incredibly efficient, smart hubs. And in here, you've got this trio of technologies working together. First, EDI lets computers talk to each other to handle things like invoices automatically. No more paper, no more typos. Then you have barcodes, which give you instant accurate inventory data with just a quick scan. And RFID is like the next level, using radio waves so you can track a whole pallet of goods at once without even needing to see it. All together, they create this seamless, automated flow that just keeps things moving. So we've looked at all these incredible advancements, from blockchain security to smart warehouses. What does it all really mean? Where is this all headed? I think this quote just nails it. The real challenge for people in logistics today isn't just knowing that these technologies exist. The real skill is figuring out how to weave them all together, how to apply them to solve real problems, and ultimately, how to harness all that power to build a supply chain that's smarter, faster, and way more reliable. And that kind of brings us to the final big question here. As we keep automating more and more, as data starts moving at the speed of light and our packages arrive almost instantly, it really makes you wonder, what's left? With all this amazing tech, what's the one human part of the puzzle that is still totally, absolutely irreplaceable? Something to think about.